don't do this on the live.
Dame Dash, stop talking. We don't have the same cash. It's different levels to this shit.
Hey there, welcome back. It's Grace from Grace Interrupted. Just wanted to drop in and do a quick update on the ongoing Dame Dash Rockefeller auction, zig and zag. So over the past few days and where we left off is there was supposed to be an auction on the 21st of September. But since then, the auction is now postponed.
But, you know, something was filed in the court on Friday that my lawyer brought to my attention. And I was really surprised that TMZ and that the Breakfast Club and Earn Your Leisure haven't spoken about this yet. But to me, this is something that's very relevant. So this was filed by New York State, not me. Jay-Z's statements to the press have poisoned the environment for the auction. He has claimed that he has a termination right under the Copyright Act and that the rights of reasonable doubt will revert to him in 6 years. In fact, he has no such termination right, and RAF is entitled to renewal term, which is now 67 years, meaning it will own the copyrights until the year 2098. Not 7 or 6 years like everyone was promoting, but till 2098, another 100 years, at least. In other words, the highest possible auction price could be more than 10 times higher than it is likely now. Given Jay-Z and RAF's actions, RAF is complicit by its inaction in pushing back such false statements. So that was filed by the state, and that means that, in fact, Homeboy does not get his rights back completely in 6 years or 7 years or whatever was promoted. So every single person that took the time to promote, why would you buy it if you only get it for 5-6 years? Everyone that took the time to repost, TMZ, Earn Your Leisure, Breakfast Club, whoever else was talking it, please correct your statement and repost this and let it be known that reasonable doubt, the rights stay with Rockefeller Inc. for the next 100 years. And it said it should be worth 10 times more. So if that was an issue with you before, it should not be now. And again, we'll see who promotes it, because you promoted the other side, which was not true. But in this moment, we still for sale. This chain is still available. I launched America New. No one else showed up with a network. And this dude, Steve Stout, is lying through his teeth ridiculously, talking about I might have ran from his punk ass, which is hilarious to me, in front of my girl Raquel. And that, you know, I smacked the shit out of him, but I was around 10 other people, but that was a lie. Jay-Z was in the room, and Jay-Z couldn't do shit about it. Ask about that. Steve Stout, stop lying. Whoever's telling you to talk about me all day long, tell them, yo, why don't you just leave him alone? Let me get over. Let me just heal. Okay, he smacked me for ass betting him in front of his son. I'll tell you that whole story later as well. But now you talking it, you popping it, I got to talk about it. Holla back. Still waiting for certain people to close. You know, it's back on. Holla.
What I was able to find is the auction shall be rescheduled for a date between 30 and 60 days after September 21st. So we won't hear anything in terms of a new auction date until then. So Dame has his rendition of what happened, like I just played. And then there's also the lawyer for Josh Weber. His name is Chris Brown. And he says that the postponement is necessary due to additional child support requests for $730,000 that have been presented to the court. The court has offered the postponement, which is the best for the public at this time. The parties need to discuss priority of payments for various creditors of Dame Dash and auction mechanical issues at this time. So that was per Chris Brown of Brown and Rosen LLC. So like we mentioned in the last video, there is a pecking order in terms of who is in line to get the monies and what that prioritization looks like. So there's the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance, where there's estimated to be $8.7 million in back taxes that's owed. There's the New York State Department of Social Services, which handles the child support aspect of it. And when we last reported, it was at $193,000 in child support. But now it looks as though this has moved up to $730,000. And then obviously there's Josh Weber to receive his court awarded amount. So there are a few key dates in between the actual auction date being set. The first is by September 26th, the plaintiff, in this case, shall submit a letter of no more than 5 pages setting forth authority, if any, as to whether the plaintiff is permitted to set a reserve for the auction. Therefore, that letter should be received by October 3rd and should be in a letter form no more than 5 pages. The parties and interveners shall meet and confer amongst each other and with counsel for Ms. Roy to determine the extent of agreement on priority of distribution of proceeds from the auction. So by September 26th, the plaintiff shall file a status report and include a proposed order on priority of distribution. Any party or intervener objecting to the proposed order shall do so by October 3rd, by letter, no more than 5 pages. The plaintiff or any other party or intervener may file a response of no more than 5 pages to any such objection no later than October 10th. So there's still a few tangled pieces that are still progressing, but as we go along, we'll see where we land. The next few weeks, there's definitely going to be some development. So I'll wait until the auction is actually cleared and there's a new date, since this is a moving target and there's different bits of information. The one thing I wasn't able to find is Dame Dash, what he read from the Department of State. So we can only go off of what he's provided in that case until I find something that substantiates that. But that's where we are. Do you think someone is still going to purchase Rockefeller Records if the copyright goes into like 2098 versus the 6 years that was estimated? So just curious to hear what you think. Drop down in the comments. Talk to you later. Peace.